Nam với Thị. We are the friendly host in this show.
I will start by saying thank you so much for tuning and spending rest of time with us. In Talk to Me, we're going to discuss about certain issues about soft skills.
And we believe it's going to help you out in your study, in your life, and hopefully can make the days better.
So please now, together we will find out what the topic today is.
Check it out!
Talk to me.
Family is an important part of everyone's life. It's a cohesive and inseparable thing for us. Whether we live in a large or small family with many or few members, disputes are inevitable. The majority of disputes occurs between parents and children or grandparents and grandchildren. It is said to be the disagreement between generations, also known as generation gap.
Generation gap, wow!
I think it's a perfect topic for this exercise.
Hey, Tuấn Như, when it comes to generation, what do you think about?
Family?
Yeah, it's in line that I do. As well as everyone knows, in Vietnam, we are a country rich in cultural traditions. Families is always an important factor. From a young age, children and grandchildren in the family are always taught to love each other and respect their parents. It is a multicultural cradle in the regions. Vietnam is developing day by day, and the voice of young people in the family are also gradually becoming more valuable. So the fact that family members often disagree, arguing is inevitable.
Vietnam currently has two main styles of families, the extended family and nuclear family. And no matter which family you live, I guarantee that there will definitely be a certain distance between you and another relative. There are many reasons for this gap, and right now we will find out what people think about this issue through the following reporting.
Do you live in a nuclear family or extended family?
I live in a nuclear family.
Actually, I live in a nuclear family.
Extended family.
I live in a nuclear family.
Do you have a conflict between generations in your family?
Yes, it's sometimes.
No.
Yes, I do. I always have conflict with my parents.
Yes, I do. I sometimes have conflicts with my parents.
What percentage of your conflict do you think are related to generation gap?
I think it's more than 50% because, for example, if you live with your grandparents, you are easily get into conflict with them because there are no point of view.
I think it is less than 50%. Because my parent is too busy to have any discuss with me.
I think it's over 50%.
About 30.
How do you usually reconcile after an argument?
I usually reconcile first with my parents by talking with them.
I think when I get conflict with my parents, after that I always talk to them and I apologize for what I say and what I did.
Oh, I think this is usually.
Is generation gap a major social problem?
Yeah, I think that is true.
I think it's not a major problem because it can easily solve after an argument.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that is the big problem between the older and the younger.
Talk to me.
And those are just some of the little ideas of the student. Let opinion be not subjective. We have collaborated with Red Publishing to make a survey on Facebook. Through it, we recognize that we have received a lot of results. The surveys were participated by 83.9% of respondents aged 2001 to present. 12.9% of participants in the age group 90s, 81 2000 and a small number of people between the age of 1960s and 1980s. Of these, 63% of the participants are living in the nuclear family and the rest are living in the extended family. This clearly shows that Vietnamese is growing. Independent lifestyle is gradually formed. People are adopting new lifestyle, less reliant on other people.
When they were asked, do you think your favorite generation no conflict? 61.3% of participants choose yes, 19.4% to no. The rest are not clear. This proves that the problem of family conflict is popular problem. It takes place in nearly every family with multiple generations.
Next, we ask, what percentage do they think is in conflict between generations? We got pretty similar results. 35.5% of respondents believe that it is about 50%. 35.5% believes that it is less than 50% and 16.1% think it is more than 50%. So, you see why family generation conflicts is widespread problem. It is hardly much and not rare. It doesn't really happen often.
In the families, most of the generational conflict probably comes from the old and the young. That is evidenced by the number of 61.3% of people agree. Hey, Betty, guess what is the main cause of this conflict?
Different perspective.
Exactly, a pretty high number, as many as 74.2% of respondents said that difference in opinion were the main reason for the generation gap.
I must admit this is true because my own family has a generation gap. Sometimes we and our parents or grandparents think differently. They are older, so they will often have conservative thoughts. We are young, we are more open, we are more relaxed, so that often leads to disagreement.
Right, in some cases, our words may be repeated by our parents, which can also lead to conflict.
And next, when asked, do you think the generation gap is a social issue? 58.1% of the participants choose yes. Only 25.8% choose not to. I don't think we will go into this anymore because at the end of the show, we still have another special part to discuss this issue, right, don't you?
I think that's right. And at the end of the survey, the majority of participants said that these contradictions are easily resolved by reconciliation from both sides, both themselves and their loved ones. At the same time, everyone also believes that after conflict is resolved, the family can return to its original state, and everyone still love each other as before.
You see, the occurrence of conflicts between generations is indispensable in every family. It was an obvious incident that anyone must go through, must also face, but mainly how do we deal with it? Some people choose this way to resolve, others choose another way. But in short, every way is for the conflict to settle down and the family to return to the same way. And do you know, sometimes because of conflict, family members understand each other better and are more connected. And let's discuss these issues together today. We have invited to a very special guest to our show. Now, please
Talk to me.
Welcome all of you to our talk show, Talk to Me.
Today, the guest is a person with a very excellent record. Most recently, you have achieved band 6.5 IELTS, right?
Yes.
So, can you introduce a little bit about yourself to everyone?
Well, hello everyone. My name is Nguyễn Thị Thanh Thảo, and now I'm in class 12C1 in Middle High School. It's nice to see all of you here today.
Thanks for your introduction. As you know, our topic today is about generation gap. This is not a very new topic, but we will explore other aspects of it to make it clear. And to start the program, we don't know whether you play in the extended family or the nuclear family, and I wonder if you could share a little bit about your family.
I live in a nuclear family, just four people: my father, my mother, my younger sister, and me. And my father, he works so far away. He just stays at home about a week after 2 months he went to work. And so I spend most of my daily life with my mother and my sister. And I think that there are no generation gap in my family.
Wow, your family seems to be a really perfect family.
Oh, to be honest, I don't think so. Sometimes we still have a little bit that we don't have the same attitude about something in life, so we have some argument, but that's not very severe.
So, in your opinion, where do conflict in family originate?
Oh, there are many reasons, but I think there's something like about the finance. Well, sometimes we don't have much money and we don't feel happy about life, and maybe that's the age of the member in the family, especially in an extended family. Yes.
In the recent survey, there is one result that we did not mention. That's when asked, do you think the generation gap is social issue? Then there are more than 58.1% of respondents think yes. So I don't know, is the generation gap a social issue?
In my opinions, I think it's a social issue because you see in our country, especially in our country, there are many extended family with about 3 generations or more, and because the young live with the old, sometimes they don't have the same thinking. Yes. For example, in a family, the young boy want to cut more than hair. Yes, but their grandparents don't like it, and sometimes they will argue about that.
Most people have conflicts in the family. They all have different solutions. So can you finally give advice to those who are watching the show?
For me, I think the most effective solution is that all the members of a family should sit together and talk about their thoughts. So yes, they can share their ideas so that all the members of a family can understand what the other are thinking, so that they will not argue anymore.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
That's the end of our talk show. Thanks so much for your presence here. We hope that all information we have today is useful for all of you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Baby, talk to me.
Không, Red Bull Racing nhập liền luôn, cái đó là cái tên đó chứ không phải là Red Bull Racing luôn.
I want your right now when you disappear. I have forgiven so much more apologies. Illusion love that you make like a fantasy. You love me, but you hurt me. You lied all the time and you said just believe me. No way.